Yo, this goes out to Carter Holmes,
Newburgh,
Shepherd Square,
Iroquois Park,
Beach and Terrace,
the whole West End,
Park Hill,
Lively Shiloh,
Park Duval,
Victory Park, baby.
Clarksdale, Shawnee.
From hood to hood.
Yeah, you niggas pushing blow, but you not from round here. You niggas getting dough, but you not from round here. You ride a candy slab, but you not from round here. In other words,
Knockout of Chris Algieri.
Speed belongs to Pacquiao.
Wow, Kitty.
Kovalev not even committing to it. Jared has. Hold on, it's hurt. Hold on, stop. He's a former flyweight, beating up one of the biggest welterweights we ever saw.
What up? It's your boy Cardinalred, and we back for some more of that Ali Land Daily Boxing Talk, people. And today we talking why Manny Pacquiao won't be Fighter of the Year 2020, but will be in 2021. Plus, who wins? Alright, y'all, so big talk surrounding the Fighter of the Year going on right now, and I have my short list of guys who I feel like deserve to be Fighter of the Year for 2020. Simply put, I like these guys' work ethic. I like their ring presence. I like how they approach the sport of boxing. I like some of them swag, man. So, a lot of factors in why I chose my Fighter of the Year for 2020. So let's get into why Manny Pacquiao won't be Fighter of the Year for 2020, but will be in 2021. So we all know that there is a three-way split for the undisputed champion of the welterweight division of boxing. When I say a three-way split, that three guys who hold, there's actually four guys who hold titles, but there are three guys who hold meaningful titles in the welterweight division of boxing, and those guys are Errol Spence Jr., Manny Pacquiao, and Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, Errol Spence Jr. holds two belts. Manny Pacquiao holds the super title, and then Terrence Bud Crawford holds the WBO title, I believe, for the welterweight division. So those are the three meaningful belts, and then your Danish you guys holds the regular title for the WBA. But those are the meaningful belts that are being held at the moment. So there's a three-way split for who holds the who is the undisputed, and hopefully we'll get all of this solved in 2021. It's been a crazy year, man, in 2020. So, the reason Manny Pacquiao won't be Fighter of the Year for 2020, even though he had an amazing matchup with Keith Thurman in 2019, he didn't fight at all in 2020. We can't. That's not a fight that we can point to for Manny Pacquiao in 2020, which is seriously unfortunate. And when you even think about it, how many years have we had where we didn't get a Manny Pacquiao fight? I can't point to too many full year spans, except for I think when he had the shoulder surgery. I think he took off about 9 months before he fought again after that. But not even when he got knocked out by Marquez, he came right back, redeemed himself and started to look good again. But we haven't had a single fight from Manny Pacquiao in 2020. So that's the main reason he's not going to be Fighter of the Year in 2020, because he simply didn't have a fight in 2020. So there would be nothing you can point to of Manny Pacquiao as an accolade in boxing in 2020, which, like I said before, really sad, man. But why do I believe Pacquiao will be the Fighter of the Year in 2021? Like I said earlier, there's a three-way split for undisputed champion in the welterweight division. At the moment, Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence Jr. are freezing Terrence Crawford out of the talks because of the split that Terrence Crawford wants. He wants the bigger piece of the pie. Simply put, man, they're paying him a lot of money at Top Rank. Unfortunately for him, though, Top Rank Boxing has no more welterweights with a meaningful name boxing under that banner, so there's nobody left for him to fight, basically. And Bob Arum has to pay this man for the $5 million each fight, and he's just not worth the money to Bob Arum anymore. And for the simple fact, because everybody left and went over to the PBC. Terrence Crawford's only shot at unifying the title is to go over to the PBC. So I don't think we're going to be seeing Crawford Spence or Crawford Pacquiao anytime soon. So, you know, they're freezing Terrence Crawford out. But here's the thing. Pacquiao and Errol Spence are under the same banner. The fight could be made easily. It could be set up very easily. The pay-per-view split would only be between Pacquiao Promotion and PBC. You know, these guys could share a nice cut of the money. It would be a very big money fight, you know, somewhere probably around, I would say Pacquiao might get 10 million, Earl Spencer might get 5 or 6 million if he takes that type of split, which is good. I think that's good for Spence, man, and his first huge pay-per-view event, you know, so I think that would be awesome for Spence. And in these times, you know, I think both guys would agree to take a smaller percentage of money, but I'm pretty sure Pacquiao will want the higher percent of the money. And I think Pacquiao still maintains the boxing skill and ring IQ to defeat Errol Spence, not only on points, but really bring the fight to him and perhaps, you know, knock him down, knock him out in a similar fashion to what he did to Keith Thurman, in a similar fashion to what he did to Miguel Cotto and Margarito. And that's why I think if he beat Errol Spence in 2021, say he had some type of tune-up fight, maybe you guys, and maybe Mikey, maybe Jamal James, and then went and fought Errol Spence in the summertime, beat him, you know, who else could you point to as fighter of the year for 2020? We would have to see some amazing things in 2021 to top that. And for Manny Pacquiao to be 42 years of age and then, you know, still defeating champions, man, it would have to be something really spectacular to happen. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section about that. Let's move on to who do I think will be fighter of the year in 2020. Alright, so my pick for the main guy, I'm not going to reveal him just yet, but my pick would be, my top three would be Errol Spence Jr. I'm leaving Terrence Crawford out simply because he wants too much money, man, and he's not stepping in the ring with high-level competition. But Errol Spence Jr., I'm really impressed with this guy. Only reason I don't have him higher on my list is because he had the accident, so he had to take some time off in 2020. He did make a nice comeback, but it wasn't anything tremendous, man, in what I think the number one guy did. And then at number two, I would have, and I know this is going to be controversial to a lot of people, and I think this guy is the guy a lot of people pick to be the number one fighter in 2020, but I'm going to give that to Canelo Alvarez simply because all these guys have only hit one fight in 2020, and I think I'm picking my winner based off something important. But Canelo Alvarez had a really nice fight, man. He fought Callum Smith recently, and he did a tremendous job at boxing. You saw a masterful boxer at work, and he put in a lot of work, man. But my number one guy, I got Gervonta Davis, man. I got Gervonta Davis number one simply because Gervonta Davis, out of all these guys who had one fight, Gervonta Davis did something the other two didn't do. He won in spectacular fashion. He knocked Leo Santa Cruz nearly out of the ring with that uppercut. So for that, simply, I give Gervonta Davis my number one fighter of 2020. I give him the award for fighter of the year of 2020, man. You know, that was the most spectacular out of Canelo, out of Errol Spence, out of Gervonta Davis. I think out of those three fights, you saw something special out of Gervonta Davis. The other two guys, they won, they looked good, but Gervonta Davis looked spectacular when he uppercutted Leo Santa Cruz, man. It was the most impactful, the most stunning, the most captivating punch of 2020, and it really kicked off the rest of the boxing year for every match after that. It made boxing look good again. So I'm giving Gervonta Davis Fighter of the Year for 2020. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. Who's your Fighter of the Year? Do you like my list? Do you not like my list? Hit that thumbs up button for me. As always, man, tell your mama, your daddy, your cat, your dog, everybody about Ali Land Boxing Talking Cardinalred. It's your boy, and we are out of here.
Yo, this goes out to Carter Holmes,
Newburgh,
Shepherd Square,
Iroquois Park,
Beecher Terrace,
the whole West End,
Park Hill,
Lively Shiloh,
Park Duval,
Victory Park, baby.
Clarksdale, Shawnee.
From hood to hood.
Yeah, you niggas pushing blow, but you not from round her. You niggas getting dough, but you not from round her. You ride a candy slab, but you not from round her. In other